All right. Going to be talking about how to harness the power of your mind. One of our greatest tools, weapons, resources is our mind. So if our mind is not in a good place, if we're not focusing on growing our mind, our mindset, utilizing it, we're going to fall behind. We're not going to get to those results we want to get to. Especially for a lot of you wanting to monetize your podcast, making your podcast your full-time thing, which is possible. You can do it. You just got to get your mindset right and prepared to do that. So 3 ways we're going to hop into how to utilize your mindset, the power that your mind holds today. The 3 things are that we have to consider and be aware of the words we use. That's the first one. The second thing is our frequency, where we kind of rest at, where our mind is. And then concentration, a big one that I know I've struggled with, concentrating and staying focused on the tasks at hand, at conversations. So we're going to dive into each of these. The first one, and please feel free, ask any questions. If you're watching this live on replay, let me know. Love to hear your comments. I love getting feedback and answering questions from you all. So the diving into it, the first one is just using positive affirmations, positive words. Our words have the power of either life or death. Okay, you might have heard that before, but the words we use in our lives towards ourselves, towards our situation, towards other people, all play a role in how things turn out, in the direction we go. So if we're doing something and we screw up, or we're not getting the results right away that we want, and we're negative to ourselves with our words, if something happens in life, a situation, and you're negative towards that situation with your words, or someone else does something or says something and you're negative towards them with your words, all of that is poison to our lives, to our mindsets, to the results we truly want to have. So we've got to switch that. We've got to switch that up. We've got to speak positively towards ourselves, towards our situations, and towards others, even our enemies, guys, even our enemies, because it seeps into our lives. So if we have hatred, if we have negativity, if we have, unhealthy words coming towards us or others, it all bleeds into our journey. And so utilizing positive words shifts our mindset. It shifts our perspective on life. It changes our hearts towards other people. And so we've got to be aware of the words we're using. And sometimes we just have to take time to look ourselves in the mirror and speak those positive things into our lives. Because things can get rough. Things can get uneasy. And so when those things happen, we've got to right the ship. We've got to reset by using positive words, positive affirmations, talking good about ourselves and the things that are happening. So that's the first one. To really harness the power of your mind is by using positive words towards ourselves, towards the situations we're in, and towards others. So be aware of the words coming out of your mouth. Okay? And make sure that they're positive. The second thing is that we've got to raise our frequency that we're on. Okay, a lot of what you believe and what you think can happen, you truly have to get your mind on that level. If you say it's you have walkie talkies, okay, or like a ham radio, and you're trying to communicate with someone, at your destination you're trying to get to, but you're not on the same frequency, you're not on the same wavelength, you're not on the same area channel, your message is not going to get through. If you're flying a plane and you're trying to get direction because you can't see where you're going, your instrument panel's out, you're going to radio in, hey, you guys, let me know what you're doing, how you can see where we're at, and help bring us down, help us land. But you're not on the right channel to talk to ground control, you're going to be in a world of hurt. You're going to be in some serious issues. So it's the same with our mind. We have to get our mind on the frequency of the destination that we're headed, that we are going to get to. So you got to believe that you're going to succeed. You got to believe that you're going to, overcome. You've got to believe that good things can come in the future. And once you get on that frequency, it connects, and you're going to meet people at the right time, at the right place, who you needed to speak to, who they needed you. Things are going to fall into place and happen, but you've got to be on that frequency. You've got to have that understanding and belief that you can do that. And that comes from the power of your mind. So being on the right frequency to get where you need to go. And then the third thing, concentration, right? Oh, especially in today's culture, societies, concentration can be hard. Having to focus can be hard. Have you ever just tried in sitting, or have you ever just tried to sit in silence for a minute? Complete silence. Not looking at your phone, not listening to music, not reading, not doing anything. In silence for a minute. It's hard. It's hard to have that concentration. And I'm sure you've heard people multitasking. That our concentration, our focus is diluted there. We're trying to do multiple things at once. It'd be like me trying to talk to you all and, messaging or posting. See, I can't even think of what I'm saying while I'm trying to even show I'm not even doing anything, but as an example. So if we can get better at concentrating, at focusing, our relationships will get better. Our businesses will get better. Our podcasts will get better. Things will get better because when you're communicating with someone, you're focused on them. You're concentrating on them. Your mind's not running to like what you want to say or what you need to do next, or, what you have going on later. You're focusing, you're concentrating on that person in the conversation. In business, you're focused and concentrated on the task that needs to be done in the moment, not all the other tasks that are coming up that you also need to do. But the one you're working on right now, that's what we have to focus and concentrate on. So concentration, being able to master that skill and that focus is a huge way to harness your mind's power. Because if you can focus on a task, on a conversation, on nothing, just with meditation, again, relationships will improve, business will improve, podcasts will improve, your health will improve, and you're going to come up with ideas because you're being able to just sit in stillness and concentrate on nothing. And so we've really got to work on that. And it can be small steps. It doesn't have to be big steps. Again, just sitting for 10 seconds, if that's what it takes to start, and doing nothing and just focusing on a spot, concentrating on just one task, single tasking. It's proven to be better. Multitasking, again, your concentration, your focus is diluted. And so you're not giving 100% to the one thing. You're giving percentages to different things at a time. That's why when I'll give a great example. That's why when my wife is asking me a question and trying to have a conversation with me, and I'm off, responding to a message on Facebook, or trying to post a piece of content, and I'm trying to do both, it doesn't go well. It's to the point where, and I have to make sure that I set my phone down upside down so I can focus, so I can concentrate on the conversation with her. And I don't lose focus because I don't care about what she says or anything like that. It's just because my focus is trying to, go between two things, and I can't do it. And not many people can. And I would say probably no one could really, truly do two things 100%. You might think you can, but if you were just to focus on one thing, you would decrease the amount of time you spend on that one thing, and you can be able to remember things better. How many times have you been introduced to someone and they tell you their name and you have a conversation with them and then you leave and, hey, what was their name again? Crap. I already forget what their name was. It's because we're not focused. It's because we're not listening. It's because we're not concentrating on that. We're either focusing or concentrating on how we're going to reply or what we have that's better with our time than talking to someone you don't know. it happens to everybody. It happens to me. I've done it so many times. So I constantly am practicing concentration and focus, because if you walk away from those introductions, you're like, what was the name? We're in the middle of a conversation, like, crap, I already forget their name. So this is a huge one. So we've really got to, work on these 3 parts to really harness the full power of our mind. Okay. So the words we use, those positive affirmations, those positive words, raising your frequency to be on the same level as the destination you're trying to get to, the results you're trying to get. And then the third thing, just increasing your concentration, your focus. Make sure that you're working on these daily. You can go right now and you can start practicing, implementing, but just be aware of each of these areas and start to just be 1% better each day to harness the full power of your mind. You guys can do it. So let's get out there and be pencil leaders.